Okay.
I've started the recording just so we'll have an overlap. You feel free to go whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that works for me. Yeah. Oh, the music is in here either. Dang it. Okay. Get the music I found earlier. Oh, that's one of them. Let's steal a car. You are all background people. Let's do this.
If we only got two of the lights, shouldn't we only have three of the darks?
There was four.
Two is correct.
Okay.
We flipped one.
There was what?
We flipped one.
We did. But then Kyle added some, and so
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's okay. So here we are in beautiful, beautiful Bespin. As I make everything disappear, so it can reappear. You guys leave Aaron's little meeting area, and you are able to visit Bespin. Now, Bespin isn't just some little starport. It is absolutely massive. It's one of those feats of engineering that's like, they don't make them like they used to. Um, can I get a let's see, let's just do a hard outer rim check to know a little more about Cloud City itself. Okay, yeah, Jokin just starts rattling off facts about Cloud City. Um, the interesting thing about Cloud City is, although it's notorious as a shadow port, is that it actually does have like productive resources. It is like a manufacturing city. It actually gathers what's called Tabana glass from the atmosphere of uh, of the gas giant Bespin. This gas is actually produced by some animals some big gaseous creatures that live in the atmosphere of the planet.
What's going on?
It's collected and then sealed
We're
in
playing in
carbonite, where
a
it's
mission right now.
exported to other places.
Want a piece?
Tabana gas
I have
is,
a sandwich.
yeah, you know,
Is your brother
that's how
upstairs?
things work.
Yeah, he's upstairs in it as
Animal
well.
parts make
That's
Tabana
okay.
gas.
It's nice, yeah.
And
Yep.
Tabana gas is actually
And then
one of the major
he's driving out to Gen
components
Con
of a modern
tonight
blaster.
after this
Um, Without
to
the Tabana
Indiana.
glass inside of a blaster, you really wouldn't have the high velocity energy bolts that they can fire. So this place was created mainly to gather and seal in carbonite Tabana gases, because obviously a Tabana gas would be extremely volatile. So it's sealed in carbonite and shipped where it can be used elsewhere. But other than that, there's a lot of a seedier side to Cloud City as well. So, but being that there is a cloudier side, that means wonderful merchant district. So I'll go ahead and put on the mall music. Yay! And if anyone wants to do any shopping, or we can just start looking for Cloud Car.
I'll see. I was
I was
hoping
hoping for Legend of Zelda soundtrack.
Oh, is there a mall music for that? Maybe I can find it.
Not a mall.
Shopping.
No, it's a little nerdy thing. It's
That
cool.
should do.
I say that will.
Test. Okay. Sorry about that, Tommy.
Is it merchant theme? Is that correct? I don't even know.
Hey, joking.
This is what I was thinking
Everyone's done their shopping. Okay, what else is going on then?
Hey, joking. What what model car do you reckon would be the fastest or the best handling?
I don't know. Is there a set car that is it stock car racing or is it?
Yes. Why don't you do and oh, it's gonna be an easy streetwise. Well, actually, you can just go walk outside and immediately see a poster for the race that's gonna be happening tonight, or like an electro. It's cloud cars only. However, these cloud cars are heavily modified by the people that will be racing them.
We just need to find a normal one and then modify it.
Let's paint flames on it.
Or we steal someone else's already modified one.
Or we do that. Yeah. That's
That would be easier to for them, especially if they're in the race. They'd be like, "Hey, that's my car."
Not if we file down all the serial numbers and give it a new paint coat.
I don't know.
good luck. Good luck modifying our own race vehicles in the past. There's no need to overthink this one.
Yeah, let's steal a base model and then paint some flames on it. That'll make it go faster.
Okay, so how do you go ahead?
Let's.
We have to chrome out everything on the cloud car. It makes it go faster.
Are there any cloud cars around that look like maybe they've been sitting for a little while, at least a couple days?
Actually, you're gonna need to try and find one. The majority of the let's do a I mean, you see them flying around, but you actually see that the majority of the cloud cars are from the guards of the station. They're called the wing guard. So if you want to try and find a civilian model, it might be a little more difficult than you think.
Do you guys think that those guards are gamblers?
Well, there are only so many ways to find out.
What do you guys think? We could try to win one of their the guards' cars off of them in a game of sabacc.
Not a bad idea. All right, joking. Go for it. Going for sorry. Stop me from playing cards.
Go ahead and stop that. Yeah, so what you're trying to find some of the wing guards who would be willing to lose their ship in a game of sabacc.
Okay, can I use my streetwise to try and find out where a guards game of sabacc might happen?
Yes, you definitely can. Um, Bespin is a big place. There's a lot of places that even the less than reputable guards, wing guards, might be going. Let me go ahead and find something real fast in here.
Does that sound like an okay plan to you guys? Because my stealth to cheat in a game of sabacc, my stealth is out the roof right now.
It is really high.
I just have this to say. If any of you dare wager me on a hand of sabacc, not only will I kill whoever wins, but I'll kill you too.
No, we'll put up credits.
Jim can wager me. I trust him.
We have this nubile young boy to wager.
Oh man,
Everything's still tight.
We crossed some lines here.
just a few for the
Take
recorder.
a step back.
Well, he's not that young. What's age of consent in the Empire?
Probably not 14.
I really don't want to know.
It's an area
I don't know. I
really haven't accurately explored.
Yeah, I feel like the Empire would actually be pretty strict, but it's they just don't care about what else is going on.
Just saying, it's Cloud City, so it's got to be pretty high.
But it could be they haven't passed in legislature for alien age of consent. because the only people that matter are humans.
That's very true.
That's true.
Yes. So Chim Chim gets to sniffing around because he has really good a nose. Can you give me a hard streetwise with a setback? Just because there's a lot of people that don't want you to know where this place really is.
I gotcha. Let me just see if I can remove that setback with anything.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
And
No more.
I'm not cool enough to remove that setback.
Yeah. I am going to add a red though. So a red, 2 purples, and a black.
Hold on, let me see if I have any talents that may help you, Chim Chim.
Okie dokie.
That's coercion. Keep looking. Where would no, can't help you. I looked, I tried. Maybe I can look menacing.
Look menacing while he's trying to find a place. He's trying to overhear whispers. Not a conspicuous droid at all, are you?
I do have a long black cloak.
I think I'm gonna wander off alone to try and overhear where this game's going on.
It's probably
Oh,
good.
okay. I thought you were gonna try to knock some skulls to try to learn about it.
No, I'm gonna try to overhear. So
All right, yeah, you're better off without me.
let's see what I can do. Ah,
Ooh, okay. Yeah. So you get some. Oh, is that the skilled assistance, unskilled assistance from someone?
I hope so.
Okay.
Rock followed you anyway.
Okay, that is the best thing that could happen. Yeah, and you could have had keys cunning as well.
Oh yeah, that
But
would have
yeah,
helped a lot.
we'll take the unskilled boost and say that you go ahead and take a strain. We'll need the dossier for this. We don't have tokens here.
That's fine.
You learn about level 124 and a half, affectionately called 4.5. Straddling levels 124 and 125, the 4.5 is a cantina built into a space usually reserved for utilities. It sits atop a heat sink and is rarely and uses an array to power its electronics beneath a water pipe in the proprietor's tap to pour out their drinks. It is an entirely off-the-grid operation. You got some whoever ended up mentioning it to you ended up being kind of pissed that he let the noise go. So I'm going to hold on to that threat, the single threat that was left. So there's no official record of 124 and a half existing, or the 4.5 existing. And so it is the ideal place if you want to find some wing guards that might be willing to, risk more than what they should be risking.
All right. Let's see. Should we head up there separately then, so that it doesn't look like we're all in a group trying to intimidate into any sort of game, but more like we kind of stumble in. Like Key could easily sneak into there so that no one really notices he's up there, but if we go up as a whole group together, we might stand out a bit. Shut up.
Sense to me.
Come here. Okay.
Just gonna send Jim up on his own then.
All right, go hustle those guys.
Oh God. All right.
Okay,
Rock
Jim.
will go with him for protection.
So we have this tiny little Ewok walking into what is called the rowdiest bar in the port. which is the under area of Bespin. If you think about the way Bespin is organized, you have that hoity-toity top where the buildings actually soar into the skies. But you are obviously going over 100 levels below, and once you reach the 100 level mark, you are in Port Town. So the rowdiest bar, the rowdiest, seediest, and most awful and wonderful drinking hole in Port Town is 4.5.
Awesome. I'd love
So
to throw open the doors and make like an entrance. As I walk in, I want to say, drinks for everyone.
well, so you're gonna have to actually crawl, not really crawl, but you're gonna have to, exit some maintenance tunnels and go around. So how conspicuous? It sounds like you want to be going into this area pretty conspicuously.
Well, just to the actual, well, I guess,
The entrance of the entrance. Okay.
yeah, just the entrance of the, or the actual entrance after I'm inside. I'd like to sneak onto that level, but to
Okay.
get into the bar, I'd like
So
to
to
make a.
get yeah, the guy didn't give you such great directions. Obviously, he more or less just mentioned that it existed, and so you're like, I have to go between 124 and 125. So you're gonna have to search around a little bit um, to actually find it. But you're gonna be stealthy while you're doing this. You said.
Yes. I wish I'd gotten a floor
So both
plan of
you,
the air
Brock.
vents, though.
That might be a little difficult. Bespin is or Cloud City is a massive place. I don't know if you might break your data pad if you tried to put all of those into one data pad. So yeah, let's do a hard stealth check. These are just people looking around, see if they notice this Ewok and his giant droid. I'm giving you a setback from the threats you had on the streetwise.
Okay.
Uh, but once again, this is a collective check for you and Rock. So both of you do it, and we'll net the successes.
Okay.
Oh,
That's okay, Rock. Just follow me.
I'm going to use the light side to upgrade mine.
Not a bad idea.
Let me see.
Well, that just means he needs 2 successes.
Okay. Here goes.
And there we go. That's like almost perfect.
Yeah, yeah. So, Chim, tell me how you direct the Rock here. He's being. It seems like he's not being the stealthiest.
He kicks over every possible trash can on the way.
Bumps into every possible person.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Hey, you! Remember my face.
I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna take him by the hand and just like peek around corners, and as soon as I see like a slight opening, I'm just gonna pull on him as hard as I can and run, just like that. Like the old cartoons when they would just tiptoe across. And every time he bumps a trash can, to try and cover up for the noise, I'll push him around the corner and just pretend to be a little drunk guy wandering around. People will just be like, "Oh, it's just a drunk guy."
Nothing out of common, especially in the levels of Port Town. So yeah, I think that comes out to a net 2 threat, and so I'll take those moving forward. So yeah,
Sorry, Jim.
you wander around level 124, and yes, you think you found the way in. There seems to just be sort of an access hole. You've noticed a few drunk people like yourself, or as you're acting, seem to be coming from this entryway. And so you make your way toward it. Can I get a let's see. Okay, so you find this entrance. What do you want to do?
Um, all right. I think I'm gonna want to play up the drunk just a little bit and throw open. Is it doors? I'm imagining saloon style swinging doors. That's probably not accurate.
Yeah, right now you're just at a entryway hatch. So if you were to guess, this is probably leading to it, but it's not quite there yet.
Okay. Is this entryway hatch big enough for Rock to fit through?
Yes, it is.
All
It
right.
looks like Bespin might have maintenance droids that need to get through as well every so often.
All right. Then I think through that I'll just crawl. Unless it's well, if it's big enough for them to get through, I might be able to walk upright. But I'll just kind of look around, make sure no one's looking, and then lead the two of us in.
Well, if it's big enough for me, it's definitely big enough for you.
Yeah.
So as you get close to it, I want their. Can you give me an average perception with 3 setbacks to the door?
Ooh.
Each of us, or just Chim?
Just Chim.
Can I do it without the setbacks because I'm taller than he is?
No, it's something in particular that Chim would be able to do.
So let me ask you, you said the setbacks from the door specifically?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have anything that would remove those. I do not believe. No, I don't. Okay, so fingers crossed for this one. Perceptify.
Ooh, okay, so what you smell is a guy on the other side of the door. I think I'll use those threats in a bit, but how do you want this to be triumphant? Your guess is this guy is just making sure that the people who get through are the people that are supposed to.
Okay, so I smell a guy on the other door side. He's probably the bouncer. Is there anything unique that I smell that could aid me in my conversation with him? Like, does he smell like he just
like
ate
lilac.
something? Does he smell like a specific species? Like, does he smell like Twi'lek girls? And then when I walk in, I'll say, how those Twi'lek girls been treating ya? Or like listen for his name.
You can recognize this as a pretty nasty smelling man, but you catch the smell of Wyron's Reserve. It looks like he has pretty sophisticated tastes in whiskey.
Ah, okay, cool. I like his taste.
Okay, so how do you want to handle this?
All right, I'm gonna look at Rock. I'm gonna say, be cool, say nothing. You're just my bodyguard for the moment. And then I'm gonna gently knock on the door.
So, a slot in the door slides open, and a gruff voice responds from there. We don't want no kids.
Obviously, you've never heard of the Pirate King Chimagura. I'll let that slide this time. I heard there was some Wyron's Reserve in here that was to die for.
And what makes you think you're going to get any of it?
Well, those who are I'm just looking for a game of sabacc and a couple of drinks, and I treat my friends very well, if you know what I mean.
How well do you treat him? As he gives a sort of knock at the little slot in the door.
Well, if he knows how to get me a bottle, I'd be happy to get one for him as well.
I know how to get a bottle. Just slip some credits in.
All right. I don't want to insult this guy. I want to kind of present myself well, so I'm gonna go ahead and slip him 500 credits.
Oh, yeah. The door, slams open almost, and he says, "Welcome to 4.5. Let me get you a table."
I'm actually kind of curious. How far off the door was the slat?
You know,
Like,
it was good with eyesight, yeah.
So would he even have actually seen Chim when he opened the slat?
I mean, I am 3 feet tall.
He may have seen the head, and that's why he thought it was a kid. Maybe he thought it was a Wookiee kid or something. He may even said that. You're not a Wookiee kid, are you?
I'll say, and don't get me a table. Point me to where I can get a game of sabacc going.
What you want to play for?
Well, I've got credits, but Unfortunately, I can't seem to find myself a ride around this place. Kind of looking for a car.
Roll a force die for me.
Uh oh. I roll a lot of blacks. Yeah!
I think I might know a few guys. And so, he points out a corner in the bar. You enter the actual bar proper, and it seems to be living up to its reputation as like the seediest bar. He opens the door, smoke just flows out. All sorts of debauchery is inside. I feel like I need debauchery music.
Na 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 na. So I'm gonna try and present myself, especially with Rock as my bodyguard, that we belong in the seedy underbelly. I'm gonna try to walk with confidence, and I'm not gonna try to look around too investigatively. I'm just gonna kind of try to glance around and just I want to give the air that I belong there, which I imagine is probably like a cool check. Oh, where's my bodyguard gone off to?
Yeah. Okay. So based on how cool you want to look, I'll let you decide your own difficulty.
Ah, all right. I'm gonna go for hard, but can I get any boost die for having my own bodyguard following me?
Yes. Let's see. Let's see. Rock. Let's let Rock make a. Well, what kind of check do you think Rock would make to look as intimidating as possible?
Oh, it'd absolutely be a what is it? The one where you intimidate someone.
Coercion.
Yeah, like just,
Oh,
but he's not trying to actively intimidate any one person. He's just trying to be an intimidating large figure.
uh,
So you actually
okay.
want to try and roll that coercion?
I mean, unless you have a different idea there, Rock.
Um, I well, if it's the cool factor, then I think it should be a cool check for me to add boost or whatever to add boost to Chim Chim's check. Um, Coercion doesn't. I think cool would be a better fit rather than coercion.
Okay. Yeah. Decide your difficulty, and the difficulty for each difficulty of 2 and over, I'll give a boost to the Chim's cool.
All right, so I'm gonna make it a hard roll then. Oh, bollocks!
Okay. So
But I
you're
did
not
get a
asking
triumph.
for the customer. Actually, it seems like the smoke is interfering with some of your receptors. So take a strain. But what triumphant thing do you want to happen?
Um, um, give me a moment. I'll
Recognize
come up with
someone.
something. Um, no, I don't think I would. Even though I did spend a number of years traveling to the galaxy, I don't think I've ever been to this part of
Well,
it.
it could just be someone that you know that's here.
Like another droid that maybe you've
Someone I
met.
know. Uh, you know what? I got an idea. Let's say I recognize the old captain from the alley from my days in the asteroid penal colony. He got he was good, but he was a bit of a drunkard, so it looks like he got fired from there and got hired up as a wing guard here.
That sounds perfect. Okay, so yeah, you see the old captain sitting in a corner with another drink in his hand, not a foreign sight to you at all, and he's with some of his buddies. It looks like they have some cards in their hands, but they're drinking more at the moment.
I'll tap Chim. I guess I'll crouch down at Chim Chim's down to his ear, and I'll whisper, I recognize the guy over there, and I'll just ever so slightly nudge my head in that direction. So he's a total drunkard. If you get him wasted, he probably won't be able to read his cards, much less play well. You should be able to take his shift with no problem.
All right, I'll nod and say lead the way.
All right, so I'll lead the way over the table, and I doubt the guy will recognize me because I haven't I've had so many overhauls.
Well, could just tell him who you are, and like say, call him out by name, and then say it's Rock from the penal colony.
All right, yeah, I guess I'll lead Chim Chim over, and I'll go drunk again, eh, Winston?
Rocky, is that you?
In the flesh, you meatbag.
What the hell kind of chassis do you have this day?
Oh, I've managed to find some pretty decent work. 100% custom.
I'd say so. And he actually like starts knocking on your chassis.
Uh, I guess you're working here now. Did you get fired from the asteroid?
I was let go.
That place was too small for you anyway.
Yep. Nowadays I get to zoom all around the place. Bespin, it's not half bad, especially with places like this around.
I bet this is definitely your kind of place, your kind of people.
I'll
Uh,
uh, I'll
uh,
cl-
uh,
I'll clear my throat while they're talking, rather loudly.
Oh, this is my current charge, and I'll gesture down to the Ewok, Chim Chim.
Chim, is it?
Pirate King Chimagura, pleased to meet you.
Pirate King, eh?
You haven't heard of me?
What?
I'm the scourge of the Yar clan.
Oh, the ER. What do you have to do with the ER?
I'll pipe up and say, I saw him turn Yab Yavar into Swiss cheese from a mile away.
Exaggerating a little bit, but still that kern of truth. So
Yeah.
do you wanna make some sort of social check here with him? Charm, maybe deception, depending on how you want to spin it.
I think it'd be well, let me see what a because both those are fucking abysmal for me. Um, Actually, I think it'd be charm more than anything. I'd be charming. I wouldn't be trying to deceive him. Because from what I heard, it really was like from a mile away, like he's
Yep.
dreaming or something.
He's liking everything that's going on. He's a little drunk already. So you're gonna have two boosts on the charm check, but it's gonna be two reds.
Two reds.
Yeah.
You got this.
Apparently, I do.
That's that's plenty enough. Yeah, he asks you to join him at his table.
All right.
I'll pull the chair out for Chim Chim and help him up into it.
Okay, and we'll take a pause with this group. And what are the rest of you going to be doing while these two are, um, you know, perusing the 4.5?
I don't know. What are we thinking? Checking out the competitors, maybe?
Checking out their what?
Vehicles?
We certainly could.
We could be doing a little bit of, oh, well, I'm blanking here. When you sabotaging, we could be doing a little sabotaging maybe.
Both of those things definitely sound like things that can happen. You might need a little bit of information about the other competitors before you can sabotage, you know?
Prefer to just win rather than cheat and win. Just kind of scout and get an idea for how they've got their cars set up, and then trying to sabotage them.
Okay, so you can either investigate the racers more and maybe talk to them and try to get them to reveal what they've done to their own cars. That might be a little difficult. Um, you could look for another angle. Maybe there are people following who have followed these races before that can tell you something about the modifications that they usually see. So, what do you think?
Hoping to see what we could see, kind of.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, I do need something definite. Do you want to look into the racers or just learn more about the race in general?
Well, you want to specifically look at their ships, don't you?
Also, learn more about the race too, I suppose.
Yeah. So just basics about the race. It's going to be an average streetwise, so not that difficult at all.
All right.
Did you want to do this one?
I forgot.
So yeah, would Key be trying to follow the others into the bar, or would he be helping
No, he was back with Joker.
Okay.
So I can roll this if you'd rather that.
Well, I'll probably get it. It's not very hard, but you'll like to get it all.
Right, just average.
Yeah, average.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, not too bad at all. Yeah, you hear a bunch of noise about the race and how it has a certain number of legs. It actually goes out into the gases, the gas, into the wilderness of Bespin, which of course would be the gas fields. You hear some rumors about um, the animals that actually gathered the Tabina gas being an obstacle. Um, but then you hear some words about there being a bar that the mechanics go to. Um, and so this is a bar that the mechanics actually of all the teams go to. You also learn, of course, the names of the teams themselves and their captains. And let me move you guys over.
I'm really interested in visiting.
I mean, yeah, if you get a mechanic drunk, they're probably willing to talk.
And I am revealing the racers. Obviously, I'm not revealing everything, but with all that advantage, you definitely know the main competition here. So you really only get 6 names and 6 teams that seem to matter. So that's the Stormhawks, which are piloted by Gerald Hun. Captain Carbine, which is the name of the team, that's piloted by Relgar Karai. Captain Terran, the team led by Terran Razor. The Free Riders led by Chai Raga. Team Utini, led by Jacqueline. And the Hard Bargain, led by a droid, oddly enough, JC-285.
Well, I bet I can tell you which guy is the most egotistical.
Okay, but yes, you learn about the bar, which is the problem with like reading something in these books. You're like, I'm going to remember that, and then you're like, where is it?
Yeah.
This area. Greasy in more ways than one, the Prod Racer's retirement is a dimly lit cantina tainted with a vague undertone of hydraulic fluid between the reek of heated swill. Most of the patrons are dressed in shabby and oil stained overalls, as is the cantina staff itself. So, welcome to the Pod Racer's retirement. It is not in Port Town, so it is not one of the more seedy areas of of Cloud City. I keep saying those in reverse. But obviously, people might be pretty comfortable here. So, yeah. Now I need to find less seedy music for this place.
So did three of us go to the bar then? This one?
Yes.
Yeah, Alru's tagging along.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm looking for music. Oh. I'm just gonna go with this one. So, okay, so welcome to the Pod Racers retirement. Um, what you can see as you enter is what I described. Um, you see a bartender, greasy as every other mechanic that's in here. So, what do you want to do?
Let's have a drink and see if the spot identifies a grouping of snacks from different teams, like if they're wearing their t-shirts or anything. We can see that there's a mix of.
Okay, yeah, as you step to the bar, you start talking to a guy in of course coveralls like everyone else. His it looks like his name tag is Old South. What are you having?
Uh, now.
Carillion Gin? Did you say gin and ale?
Bowman now.
Bowman ale. Okay, sorry. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, so anything in particular about Bowman ale, lore-wise, that I should know?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. So he nods and pours a drink. He looks at Key a little bit, but it doesn't look like he's sending Key away.
So Key's good to take a seat beside Jokin, right?
He did eye you, but he didn't say anything. So
Because Key totally would be then.
yeah. Okay. So it looks like he's going to come back to Jokin and just say 5 credits.
Let's hand it over.
Okay. And then he's going to turn back away. So you were wanting to do a perception?
That sounds great.
Okay. Yes. So there's a lot of things going on in the bar, but that would probably just be average with 2 setbacks.
Is this something anyone could do? Oh, he's got it. Okay. Wait, you didn't roll a difficulty.
Yeah.
Six
So
around.
Oh,
okay.
alright.
3 successes. Can you roll me 3 1d6s? Well, that might double up, but we'll see what happens. Okay.
That was pretty perfect.
So it looks like you can identify some groups. That looks like the Free Riders. You see a band of Jawas surrounded by what looks like a Zexto, actually, in one corner. And then what would the droid be doing here? Let me see. Just a second. Let me check these notes out. Okay, and then you see a band of humans next to what looks like a droid. So I'll say that the droid is there. So it looks like you've got a group of free riders. You've actually got the pilot with his Jawa counterparts with the Utini group, and then you have a droid with just humans around her, the hard bargain group. So what do you want to do?
Um, Seems like Alra wanted to find another Nexo earlier, right?
Well, yeah, mainly to. She wanted to knock them out and take their place in the race. So right now is not the moment to do it, but she is gonna go over and try to see if she can pick up enough mannerisms and stuff like that.
Oh man. Okay. Um, okay. You come over to Jacqueline. He's got his Jawas all around him. Screaming at Utini as they drink. But he notices you coming from pretty far off, and he stands and says, "What's a pretty gal doing in a place like this?"
Uh, Looking for a friend, and she'll give a wink with that one.
Ooh.
Well, they say I'm a pretty handy friend, as he says with his hands like all about. He's not that smooth as you
And
probably
she'll do one of these, like, classic fake laugh.
So what you notice immediately is that actually two of his arms are cybernetic.
Me too. Only one though. So they're
Okay.
cybernetic hand high five.
Oh yeah, and he lingers on your hand a little bit as you're after the high five.
Is Joken able to identify what sort of cybernetic arms they are? Are they just arms, or are they one of them?
Yes, Jokin. Well, looking him as he's not flirting very well with Alvaro. Let's have Jokin's skill as a pilot actually try and diagnose what he thinks this pilot can do. Um, so um, let's make that a hard piloting planetary.
And I assume it's a bonus. Yeah, no, I have a cybernetic that gives me a skill only because I'm actually using to fly.
Yes.
So
Ooh. Okay.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Can Alvaro make that check too?
Piloting planetary. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So how? So he notices you checking him out. How do you want to apply that triumph? Jokin, from what you can tell about the guy, you're not quite sure about his total skill, but he seems to be kind of a risky player. So you think he's going to take some dangerous turns whenever it comes to piloting. So you see what I unhid there? So it should be down below. Are you guys on this page?
I see it. Difficulty is upgraded twice.
Hello?
Right here.
Sorry, do you see what I unhid?
Great.
Yeah, that its difficulty is upgraded twice. So that's something like as you investigate the drivers more, you're going to be able to find out their skill or just something in particular about them. Okay, so Auro, with your triumph after trying to check him out.
I think she would like to use the fact that they each have cyber scan limbs or like cybernetic limbs to get him to talk about how we got the limbs and what they're good for and stuff like that. And like she'll make up a story about how let's see um, she she got hers cut off by a gang member because she was like, she was a slave to someone and stuff. Basically, some kind of sob story that's gonna get him to trust her. So I don't know what kind of role you want me to make for that, but
Yeah, let's try a charm against two reds, but you're gonna have
oh my god.
so you're gonna have a boost from the cybernetics, an upgrade for that triumph, um, and another boost. Just he doesn't see a lot of Zextos there, so you're gonna get an upgrade and two boosts on the charm.
Okay,
So a
I
charm,
can
not a
make it, you
deception.
can make it.
Oh, you can do deception if you want to.
it's the same for her.
Would his difficulty be the same?
Yes, yes. So.
Yeah. I'll flip a destiny. Oh come on.
So it doesn't like he wants to reveal too much about his past, but he's definitely into you.
At least that's the hope.
Yeah, right. Okay. Um, she's all right. So, throughout the conversation, I assume that he would probably bring up the fact that he's a racer.
Oh yeah, he's bringing it up all the time. He thinks
Right.
it's
Okay.
impressing you. So
So when is the big race? This is out of character.
okay, yeah, it's tonight. So in the let's say next 4 hours.
Okay. So she's going to she's gonna she's gonna try to convince him that before the race he should de-stress himself and they should meet at a local inn.
Okay. Yeah. So
What are all the little Java thinking?
they're just shouting Utini. Like they're saying like bro stuff and like trying him on. Yeah, and whenever you mention like a room, they're going ooh. Okay. Yeah, the Java
All the
bros
little
are
cheering. I like that.
Their hoods are bleached white, you know.
So yeah, but he's he thinks for a second. He's like I'm not sure. The race is a big deal. I've got a lot of people relying on me.
um okay. She so if he's not quite ready to go for that,
Well, this is just a role play opportunity, so.
okay. Well, she'll. I don't think Zex will have eyelashes, but if she had them, she'd be fluttering them. And she'll touch his arm with her real arm, not her cybernetic arm this time, and she'll whisper a couple little sweet nothings into his ear, and be more than suggestive.
Okay, so we'll say that one's charm. You've got the two boosts, but you don't have your upgrade this time. It'll be one red, one purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give him a little tug on the arm, and he will follow you as his little Java bros cheer him on.
All right, so that's her part done.
Okay, chum. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's cut back to the other cantina that's suspiciously playing the same music. So, what are you guys in town for?
The race, of course. Some big
Oh,
betting
yeah?
on it.
So, who's your favorite?
Well, I like to root for the underdog, and I think that Utini group of Jawas might just have put enough scrap together to win it.
So he gives a big laugh and like slaps you on the back. It's like, ah, you short guys always have to run together, don't you?
Well, yeah, that way we can stack up to fight one of you tall guys if we need to. And then I'll
And
turn back.
he just laughs at that.
I'll turn back towards the bar and yell out, "A bottle of your best whiskey over here."
Okay, the guys at the table just start clapping and cheering to that one. So, how can I make your visit? Oh gosh, what's the right word for that? Uh, more enjoyable.
Well, I've been trying to get a way around Ewok hookers. Yes. Um, Having a little trouble getting around town. I was hoping to get my hands on a ship, but I see you guys are playing some sabacc. Hope you don't mind if you deal me in.
I hope you know what you're getting yourself in for, little Chim.
Little Chim. I'm gonna store that comment away in my memory for future reference.
Does anyone remember where the Sabacc game is? The rules?
Oh,
Updated like casual.
Okay.
But they have
but in the meantime, while we're talking, I'm gonna make sure that I keep pouring the whiskey all around for everyone.
Okay, go ahead and let's see. The Wirens is 100 credits a bottle.
All right.
Is that right? Everyone out there who knows?
I could pop it up quickly. Should have had Outdude open already. It's my fault.
Gambling and games of chance. Taro. Okay, it just describes Hintaro in like casual. Okay, there are more things here. Oh no, this is the quick draw showdown. We need to try that in one of these Shadow of the Brokers. So that's pretty cool.
looking for the block in edge.
Looks like Sons of Fortune. 119.
You said
Yeah.
that makes sense. Not 19.
119.
Yeah, 100 credits for the Wyron's Reserve per bottle.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and deduct how many bottles you think you're supplying.
I'll probably need 3 bottles to get the job done and have some left over for me after this. Yeah, I'll get 4.
I don't know. So
Rocco pitching 100 for a 4th bottle for his old commander.
Okay.
Just make sure he gets good and drunk.
Let's roll a series of resilience checks, but because Chim is an alcoholic, he gets 3 boosts automatically on these.
All right.
So first one is just going to be an easy resilience, and I'll be rolling for him.
All right. Easy was 1 difficulty, right? It's simple, that's
Yes.
none?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Second bottle is going to be average.
Uh-oh. This is going to go south for me real fast.
Okay. He'll take straight. Oh man, Chim.
Yes.
You can do it.
I can drink. I can drink with the best of them.
So you might want to consider starting to use your stealth here. I'm not sure. So the third bottle is going to be hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stealthily pretend like I'm drinking.
Okay. So that's going to be opposed by his perception, which is going to be let's make that two
Is it
reds and
gonna
a
be
purple.
hampered?
Yes, you will get a boost, two boosts actually from the threat.
All right. I think I can pass this.
Okay, triumph on hiding your liquor.
I'd like to use the triumph to keep us from opening the fourth bottle.
No,
I
the
want to.
fourth bottle I get just for him, so he gets to drink that, just him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, he takes the fourth bottle as like a personal gift from Rock, from his old friend. And he actually, you can see tears in his eyes a little bit. It might be getting to him a little bit, or it might actually mean something.
Aw.
But yeah, he's going into it. And you're going to be able to use those. He seems to be taking it pretty well, but you're going to be able to use those threats against him as a boost on your checks. So the first round. So
So right now, I just want to play with them with whatever they're betting. I don't want to bring up the ship yet.
okay. So it looks like they're throwing in. The table agrees on a wager, and each player pays this amount to the pot. Um, Players use pool to establish the dice pool. Oh, his dice pool. Okay. Yeah, let's say 100 credit buy-in.
All right. So round one is 100 credits. I'm in on that.
Okay. I get to set the difficulty. Uh, and to cheat, a character uses deception, computers, or skullduggery instead of cool.
Upgrade it once.
Yes, and if they do cheat, it has to be upgraded. So, were you hoping to use your stealth?
I was hoping to sneak cards from my personal deck into my hand using stealth.
Okay. So, how much of that do you want to do for the first round?
None at all. I'm going to play the first round straight up.
Okay, it's
Well,
going to be a cool check at, let's say, average.
average. And then what were the boosts for the drunkenness?
Yeah, so he has three threats, so that's two boosts whenever you want to use them.
Okay, I'm going to save those for later then.
Okay. So,
One success.
average.
All right.
Ooh. Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and just say that's for the table, just to ease that along.
All right.
Okay, so it looks like so if PC succeeds on his check, he wins back the wager. Each additional success wins another wager's worth. A triumph allows him to reveal a positive or negative 23 and win the entire Savok pot.
Okay, so right now I just win back
Okay.
my wager.
Okay. There's a force element that I forgot. So you need to roll on all of your checks here. You need to roll a force die as well.
Okay, do you want me to roll that now?
The shifting nature of the deck. Okay. So at the end of the day, that actually eats your success.
Okay. So the pot has, since neither of us won the pot is still the full pot that we all paid into.
Yep.
So how many people are at the table playing?
Okay. Okay, is Rock gonna play?
I wouldn't let him play. If he's my bodyguard, I want him paying attention. I want to keep that air up.
Okay, so they're
Gambling's
With
more
you.
of a meatbag vice than a droidal vice.
Gotcha. So there are four.
All right, so then the pot right now is at 500 since no one won out of it.
Four including you, so 400.
Oh, okay, four including me. Gotcha.
Okay. So another round at hard. Okay, now I did not roll the force die that I said I would. Oh, he has a success and a triumph, and he reveals his 23.
Let me
And
just.
so can you match the 23?
Well, no, I can't roll a triumph.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So
could
he
have used the
laughs.
foresight.
he laughs, and takes the 800 pot, the entire thing,
Okay.
he pulls it into his pocket.
All right. I'm ready to keep playing though. Oh, you're pretty good at this, huh?
You've got no idea, little chum.
You gentlemen might take all of my money.
Another wager then?
Oh, of course. Not ready to let the party end just yet.
200 then.
Let's do it.
Okay, so 200 into the pot. It started average. Ooh, he didn't have a very good hand.
Oh, neither did I.
Yeah, you at least got the advantage. Yeah, the suggest it is okay. With yeah,
Because it canceled, it turned it into a success.
oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so yeah, you actually win that one, with a single success
All right.
into advantage. You have a boost on the next one because of the two advantage. And so do you want to keep it, let it roll though?
I think now I'll go ahead and say, how about we up the stakes for this next one?
Oh yeah, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'll put up 5,000 credits against your uh, airship
My my airship. What do you
or
mean?
your car.
The wing car.
That's it, wing car.
Like,
Couldn't remember the name of it.
I'm. I mean, it's not mine, but
Well,
5,000. You said?
I'd only need it to ride around town for a couple days while I'm here. After that, it'd be right back to you.
I'll make sure he returns it with a full tank of gas and no dings.
So he's scratching his head like, how can I get away with that? The alcohol is getting to his head a little bit. So he's honestly trying to think of a way to justify his cloud car going missing for a few days.
Brock's going to he's going to motion the barkeep and go for another bottle for my good friend Winston Churchill here,
Ugh.
and a cigar. Why not? Cigars all around.
So I'll offer up, you know, with all the troublesome teenagers around this area, it's not too unlikely that one might steal it when you were off duty and joyride for a couple days.
I don't know about stealing. I guess I might be able to. 5,000, you said?
5,000 credits.
Okay, what?
Cash money.
Okay, he's gonna do his resilience check on that fifth bottle as he sees it rock ring it to him. Oh man. And he says, oh, the other two bow out and they're like, whoa, whoa. And he's like, let's do it.
All right.
Now you better win this one.
I know.
You little shit. Cheat as hard as you can.
Okay, so you're wanting to start inserting cards.
Yep. I want to have them like in my sleeve of my coat, prepped, and when the cards are dealt out, I want to swap them for a winning 23.
Okay. Okay, let's make that. That's obviously going to be against his perception. I'm going to make that first try 3 red.
All right, and that's just against my stealth. This is just to get the
yes.
cards, not for playing the hand, right?
Yeah, yeah. So this is getting the cards to where he wouldn't notice you putting them in.
Okay.
Use that
So
light side.
yeah, all right. I'll flip a light side to have Rock kind of be jostling him and kind of horse playing around with him while we're doing this.
Wait, I got an idea. As he puts the cigar in his mouth, I'll reach over and I'll cut it, and then I'll light it for him while you sneak the cards into your hand. For as an unassisted boost.
That works for me.
All right, here goes.
Ooh. Okay. So with those advantages, how do you want that to translate into your card results?
Um, How about I just I'm able to swap them for the right cards to get that 23 win. I still have to play out the hand to make sure he doesn't know that I'm cheating, so I can't get a despair. But outside of that, I'll win back my credits in the ship. Is that enough, or would I have needed a triumph?
No, I think it's 7 advantages plus. Okay, so let's start this first hand at hard, and so he's gonna go ahead and play. He's just got a success, so it would keep rolling from here.
So this
So
is
let's see
my
what's your god.
this is my skullduggery, right?
Yes,
For cheating.
yes.
All right,
So
and
Skullduggery
then
against the 3 red again.
against 3 red now.
Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. So Skullduggery, it would just be an upgrade to the hard.
Yeah, and then I'm going to flip another light side to upgrade my skullduggery roll, and I'll use one of his drunk boosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so those threats end up going away double light side. Okay. So you end up winning that hand, but he says, you didn't get a 23. We need to keep going.
All right, sounds fair to me.
You need to go. I think he's going to have a setback on this one.
Doesn't he win the pot? He has the success.
The way it says here on 119, if he succeeds a check, he wins back his wager. Each additional success wins another wager's worth. A triumph allows him to reveal a positive or negative 23 and win the entire sabacc pot.
I missed the additional.
Yeah.
We're good.
But since the only things in the pot are my money and his ship,
Yeah, you would. Yeah, so you're basically playing until you get that 23. So it's whoever gets to the triumph first.
okay, so then I'm gonna flip again and use another
Okay.
one of his drunk boosts.
Okay, and then let's roll it hard again. Ooh, he has a bad hand. More successes.
Come on, where's the triumph?
Where is the triumph? Who's gonna get the triumph first? Let's keep going.
Oh, I gotta turn off the reset so it doesn't keep doing that to me. All right, I'm not gonna upgrade. We're getting kind of low on destiny, and I'm out of the drunk boosts. Come on, where's the triumph?
And though. Oh, he only has one.
Man.
He only has one success still. So that's into a failure, and then that cancels one of the other successes.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like a very tense series of hands. It doesn't seem like anyone's able to really get the winning thing here. So he's going all out for this one.
I will too. I need that triumph.
30, that focus. Oh,
Yes, there it is.
There it is.
the duel of triumph. So he's like, no, no. And he sort of collapses and like, oh no, you can't do it. Like, you have to be really careful. I guess I'm gonna take some days off and just say I have it parked at my place and it's gonna be fine. And
I'll pat him on the back and go, it's okay, Winston. I'll make sure he takes care of it.
I'd never screw over a friend of.
I'm getting your calm, and I'm gonna hang out with you. I'm gonna show you Cloud City, and that's the way it's gonna be.
That's fine. I'd never screw over a friend of Rock's.
So as he's handing off the keys, he falls face first onto the table.
He's unconscious.
Yeah.
All right.
The music stops there.
Let's take him with us, Rock.
Yeah, I'll pick him up. I'll carry him out. I'll ask the bartender where I can put him where he'll be safe to kind of
Sleep it
let
off.
this all run its course.
Yeah, he recommends a place down the street that he can just he's a known regular at, suspicious enough.
Alrighty,
So
yeah.
so yeah, you can take him down there, get him a bed for this is a place where you pay by the hour, so you probably want to give him a few hours.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, you've got some keys to a military grade or a wing guard grade Cloud City Cloud car.
I'm
And
gonna high five Chip Chip.
I'll high five back, and then I'll radio over to the other team. Hey, I got us a ship.
okay, and so that's going to happen for the other team in a bit. So we're back at the bar that has the mechanics. What are Jokin and Key wanting to do now that Auro is off?
Would be fascinated by the droid. Understands that in some ways the droid is a superior pilot, having nearly instant reaction time, but might lack some of the ads that a human might have that might not be coded into a droid pilot. Check him out. Entourage.
Okay. Yeah. So you see, it looks like this droid has a female programming, and so she's just with her pit crew here. It looks like she's pretty intent on keeping the relationship up with the pit crew. You notice from the not a lot of the pilots are actually here, um, and so yeah, she's obviously not able to drink anything, but she has some nice oil with her that her crew brought.
Crew, do they have a particular species affiliation or anything? Or are they
they look human.
okay.
So
Jokin want to check out what her abilities, strengths, and weaknesses might look like.
yes, so that hard check.
Hard piloting, right?
Yes.
She has no weaknesses. She is a superior droid pilot.
Nice. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
that looks like her skill right there. Um, so well, you what you're doing. So you're actually going up and talking to them, right?
Starting at a distance, I'm not gonna just like stare at people.
So she herself looks like a very skilled pilot. Um, very. I mean, that's two yellows, two greens, and then these three boosts. You can just that's just a droid ability right there. That's adding those boosts. But as you're getting sort of associating her crew with her, it looks like maybe they look a little sloppier, maybe, and maybe that ship isn't as kept up as what you would keep a ship up. Um, you notice you notice like a bolt fall out of one of their pockets, and you're like, that should probably be on the ship, not in your pocket.
Yeah, I guess Jokin would go up and to learn a little bit more about she into racing.
Yeah, so they look over to you, they give a cheers and say, "Welcome." What brings you to the pod racers? Respite?
I'm a
Retirement?
mechanic
Yeah.
myself, and heard someone saying that this is where all the speakers came out to hang, and I was just going to come and see what was going on, looking like before the race.
Oh man, yeah, we are definitely getting ready over here, aren't we, guys? And they cheers again.
Like 4 hours before the race right now.
Yeah, it's about that time, yeah.
The joke was that it looks like if this is how all the teams or a bunch of the teams are spending their pre-race time. Racer has a significant advantage.
It's not all about advantages. Sometimes you just you have to get relaxed, get in the zone.
I know what you mean.
And then
Gestures with his flash.
yeah, JC, swivels over and says, "I will not be um, inebriated. It is impossible for a droid to become inebriated."
Might look at one of the humans in her look of kind of like, always like this?
uh, that's just JC. She's obviously lording the fact that she's a droid over everyone. At the end of the day, she still comes out and hangs with us. That's what matters.
It is good to see. It's good to see that members of the team don't feel like more or less important to the operation of the whole team.
Indeed. And so you can actually start talking shop with them, and I'd say within hours, because you're a mechanic as well. They'll talk to you about some of the modifications they've made.
All right, we'll see what happens. Will,
Okay, what's the result there?
success for advantage.
Okay, they are going to tell you about 3 things they think that every car needs. First, they start talking about how those military grade stuff. That stuff's way too heavy. You need to strip off the armor immediately. Um, and then after that, they start talking about some. You know, roll me actually a 1d4 twice. Okay. So they talk about um, an augmented buffer to increase the system strain. They say that uh, with a race like this, a cloud car can't take that much strain, so you really need to increase what it can handle. And then they start so effectively that would just, as I said, increase the system strain 2 times. And then they also talk about the repulsor lips and how they really gave those things a boost, some real enhancements. Um, what they're describing looks like maybe an average mechanics check. Um,
Perform or understand?
to understand what they're saying. Sorry, that wasn't clear. So yeah, they go into some jargon here.
Success
Yeah.
for advantage.
So in that jargon, it sounds like what they're talking about um, is that let's see, how are we going to word this? That it's a pretty popular thing. It actually increases the speed, but then they start talking about depletion of the repulsors and how if you're not careful, it can it can actually reduce, drain your repulsor cells. And so what it ends up doing is adding a speed, but it also upgrades your checks. So the 3 upgrades you've learned about is cutting out the armor that's on the military grade. That'll actually increase your speed, and then adding system strain, and then this other riskier maneuver with the repulsor lifts, that'll also increase strain. It'll also increase speed rather, and then upgrade the checks.
Makes sense.
Okay. So those are some.
I like throw out a red herring at them and do like a deception, my in mechanics or something to try to throw them off trail.
Of what in particular?
Or just like that's something like, oh, I heard someone else, like another team talking about like this that they thought was gonna make their air car really fast. Actually,
Okay, yeah, and you can talk about how about one system is redundant and you just need to cut the flows and just you
How about
know
I just remove the sidecar completely? I can just chop it off. It's dead weight.
but but the rules say you have to have a co-pilot.
Who needs a co-pilot? Two people in one seat.
Okay, yeah, let's make that a hard deception check. Upgraded twice, but you can upgrade your deception like with your skill in mechanics.
right.
Ooh, you got them scratching their chins a bit here, and I will say they're gonna be thinking about this quite a bit, and it might affect what their ship is gonna be able to do. So 4 successes, you think that's an additional 2 setbacks, maybe? While they try to tinker with this kind of stuff.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, I'll note that there. So that should be updated. Be sure that whenever what's going to happen is that people are actually going to be rolling for the enemy teams whenever we get to it, and so be sure to be sure we get that updated on the other side.
Good.
Okay, so how's Alro doing?
Well, I guess it's she's taken him to a local inn and rented it out for the evening. A room, not the entire inn, obviously. But so I guess like really like if it's sketchy enough that she'd be able to pull off stunning him, that's what she'll do.
So are you going to try to impersonate the sexto?
I I think that's either that or like just having him not make it to the race. But I think for the best entertainment appeal is for her to try to imitate him.
I got it. Okay. Yeah. So set the scene for me. How are you gonna pull this off?
All right, so they get to this sketchy inn that's like barely attached to the side of the city, and uh, she brings him into the room, and she, like slowly takes off her utility belt and places it on the counter, and she offers him a. Oh, I guess this is an inn, so they wouldn't really have a mini bar, but
Yeah, they might have one with drinks that you pay for.
yeah, like
Pretend,
little tiny bottles.
pretend
Yeah.
you're into bondage and hopey subby.
Oh gosh. Okay, so she'll offer him a drink and tell him she'll tell him that she'll go freshen up classic food, right? So she'll go to the bathroom and that's where she's probably gonna have to have a moment where she like looks at the mirror, is like, all right, you can do this, you can be sexy, like
I mean, it's
so,
another sexto. You can't go too wrong, right?
yeah, right, exactly. So I think she's gonna have to try to stun him with her little pistol.
Okay. So what do you have?
She has a super modified light blaster pistol.
Okay. I'm going to give me a second. Do you remember what the sexto's base strain are?
Base, I think it's plus. I think it's just 9 is what mine started at. I
Okay.
think.
And James, how many grits do you think are in the piloting tree? Or how many?
Basic pilot.
Yeah, a basic pilot. How many grits would you get?
I have the full things up here, so 1 second.
One,
Smuggler
two,
pilot.
two.
Yeah, just
There's
smuggler
one,
pilot and
two.
driver.
There's two.
Okay. So I'm going to put his strain threshold at 11. And his extras are 1 brawn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can assume that he only has 2 soak.
Okay. So um, yeah. So is there some kind of roll? I guess a charm roll to see if I can get him off guard to get a boost on my attack.
Yeah. How are you going to get him off guard?
So she's gonna try the she's actually gonna follow Key's advice here, and she's gonna try to go the rough approach. She's gonna come back from the bathroom and throw him on the bed and pin two of his arms down with her ones, while her other two kind of like fumble with his. I guess he's wearing like some kind of pilot jock strap kind of thing. So, but in the process of this, her one of her hands is gonna reach back to grab her pistol.
Okay.
So
Yeah, this is totally a surprise round. I don't think he's going to anticipate that.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. So I think he would be enough distance where it's not going to be a point blank shot. So I don't think you have to worry about the. You kind of are engaged. What do you guys think? Short.
Oh well, it will be engaged.
Yeah. So an additional difficulty basically.
Okay. So that's three.
Yeah, he's prone. He's almost. Yeah, I'll give you an additional boost though.
Okay.
In addition to aiming.
Oh, in addition to aiming. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's that. It also gets one setback and another boost.
Oh, he wouldn't have armor down at this point. He just has his space codpiece, right? Yeah. So he's okay.
Space copy. Yeah, exactly. All right. Here we go. What?
Oh, you added one instead of using one.
Oops. I didn't even want to add one. I meant to roll. So that's 9 stun, pierce 2, and it gets an extra advantage because it's superior quality. So that sets off the crit.
Okay.
Yeah. She's stunning him though. She's not killing him. Just to clarify.
Okay. You can see. So that 9. It obviously goes through whatever soak he has, but he does have 11. So he says, he starts cursing immediately, and is like, "What?" And he's just trying to get up now. So let's roll that crit. Stun crit. Oh, is that overpowered? Please tell me that's overpowered.
I don't know. I don't know crits by heart.
It's overpowered. I don't know if
Oh man!
it's overpowered.
That's amazing. Okay, roll the same check again. The same check you just rolled. Oh.
Everything cancel out. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why did you have the setback?
Oh, the modification she has on it automatically adds one.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's why Destiny's there. I don't know. I'm still amazed by that overpowered crit that came in.
But I mean, he couldn't have changed his pool. I'm pretty sure with overpowered, it has to be the same.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna try and get up. But he does have one crit though. So it's gonna be opposed athletics, I guess. And you said you pinned 2 arms down, so he's going to already have a setback. And what's your athletics?
Setbacks? 2 arms pin?
Yeah, they have 4 arms though. That's the thing. So what's that?
It's only 1.
Okay. Do you want to upgrade it for him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and flip a destiny. And oh yeah. Okay, so he takes a strain while trying to do that, and he is still at your mercy. So take him down.
Alright.
So he's just screaming, "Oh, what's going on? No, I don't want
The
that."
whole time it's just like, I'm sorry. Oh, come on.
Okay. You're getting so worked up because of the.
Yeah, her hands are like shaking and she's like crying a little bit.
Oh! I see what's happening here. the added difficulty for ranged light is only one, so it should be just rolling average.
Oh, okay.
So let's re-roll that with average.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
okay. There we go. Okay. So Mr. Jacquin is stunned out in this less than reputable inn.
She's gonna leave him money. Like,
Oh, that's
let's.
that makes it
Handcuff him to the bed.
that makes it
Like
so much
blindfold
worse.
on him, stuff his mouth with his space jock strap.
She is gonna tie him to the bed though, and let's say she leaves him. I don't know, like 700 credits.
Man, this guy's got no luck.
Poor guy.
That's why you always tell them where you're going.
Yeah.
You never just go. You always tell your friends where you're going.
You could write on his chest, business up front, party in the back.
I think the insult to injury is already there with the 700 credits. Okay.
Well, I mean, she's stealing his car, so. Oh yeah, I guess I
Buy
should say that.
yourself
She's
something
gonna
nice.
take like, everything out of his pockets, like identification keys, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and so at the race, we're going to have to try and make some deception checks to actually
Yeah.
get past the Jawas.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we can meet back together. I have I had ominous music. Let me just turn that on.
That's music? What?
Ominous music. Sorry. We'll just turn that on for no reason. No. So you guys have a cloud car. It looks like you may have a secret racer as well. So are you guys ready to make your augmentations?
Let's do it. Who's ready for a montage?
Rock wants to find a bookie, and then do the montage.
Okay, so yeah, finding a bookie is actually going to be very easy. Yeah, there are betting callers everywhere.
All right. So Jokin's so our team is listed in the Cloud City car race, right?
Yes. So Arend had set up the funds that your stuff is there. He also supplied information about where you need to get the cloud car in time for it to be in the race.
Okay. So I'm gonna put 1,000 on it for Chim Chim. So I'm assuming like I tell Chim Chim I'm going to the betting parlor. And then what are the odds for Jokin to win?
Well, I'll drop you off there in our new ship.
So it's kind of hard to build odds whenever you're an unknown player.
Okay.
So you can't really like if you're completely unknown in the racing world, they're not going to have odds out there for you just because they don't know who you are.
Okay.
So how many ships do we have for this race?
2.
Yeah,
Okay, who's gonna be, piloting and everything?
joking, I thought.
Jokin and Key, I think.
Like, I guess I didn't know if it was Jokin and Key or Jokin and Chim Chim.
Well, you're
That's 2 sweet ships.
Uh, yeah, you might be able to swing that. Although remember that Alro's still going to have to make deception checks.
And I figured Elro's team already had a co-pilot, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
if she pulls it off, then she'll have one of the
The Jawas.
Jawas, but she could also maybe try to convince them to let someone else be the co-pilot. But that depends on what the rest of the team wants to do.
Or Alro could just not show up and try to impersonate him. Alro could just, show back like maybe not even show up to the race, but like not having Jacquin there means that that's a ship out of the race, and they probably won't stop it for a racer not showing up, but they may stop it if a team cries foul and says that their race or their car was sabotaged.
Oh,
man,
they
she's in
can't
it for
stop.
the glory.
They can't stop this race, and I think having 2 cars in it's worth the risk.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
think so,
like
man, we
if,
won't
if
stop.
at the very least, if she's losing, like if it looks like Jokin's gonna win, she can kind of like put some of the other races off. Even though Jokin doesn't agree with that, she's putting the mission ahead of the race.
Okay. So Rock will put the 1,000 down on Jokin to win for Chim, and Rock's gonna put 4 grand on Jokin to win.
Ooh, pressure's on, Jokin.
Hey, Jokin, can our team be called Team Awesome?
Team Kick-Ass or Car Ramrod. Car Ramrod. Oh, we could paint like a nun on fire on the side of it. Awesome.
Vacation time.
Your modification rolls.
Yeah. All right. So let's meet up and do this.
Co-pilot gonna be able to make like all the checks and that.
It's going to. Yes, we'll arrange that. We're not gonna. It's not gonna be the same for the NPC teams, but I think we'll let the. I think my understanding is what Jack was planning is that we were going to let the co-pilot do the downgrade checks, just to the maximum of the downgrades, not to reducing difficulties.
Okay.
I can never reduce difficulty because when you downgrade, remove. It's not like an upgrade.
Oh yeah, we did read that, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's a thing. As long as we get rid of the threaded despairs, that's what matters.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, it's always good to have a rabbit up your sleeve too.
Right?
So we're all back together now, right?
Yes. Although some of you could be investigating the other teams that you weren't able to find out at the bar, but otherwise we'll make those modification checks. And it sounds like the other group should be ready to come together fairly soon. So, story-wise, the race is coming up. So, let's go ahead and do our modification rules. So.
Okay. Do we need new parts to add on to it?
Yes, you will have to go looking for the parts.
Key. Let's go steal some parts.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah.
Jokin, give us a list.
We can streetwise these, right?
Yes, and actually Streetwise will be more beneficial because you are looking for parts that aren't like normal on these ships. So here's the normal profile of a cloud car. This is in the core rulebook actually. As I cut off the text. So it's regular speed 4, and that is the armored car. So if you can take off that armor, which is actually not something you'll have to shop for, and then also get that other riskier speed boost, you can get up to speed 6.
Nice. Looks like a pair of feet, though.
Okay, so taking off the armor is really just more of a time-consuming process than anything else. So you'll probably want to speed it along. You'll probably Alro's doing her own thing, right?
Well, so Jokin and Rock can do that while Chim and Key are out, right?
Exactly. So let's. Rock can roll athletics. It's going to be a delicate operation, so let's make that hard with 3 setbacks. And then Jokin would just be hard, and he can take away whatever setbacks I throw at him. So.
If I upgrade or add difficulty to it, can we maybe speed it up for the athletics?
So what's happening basically is that the speed is really Jokin. He's unriveting the armor basically, and you're taking these big pieces and moving them around.
Okay. So upgrading my check won't, or upgrading the difficulty for my check won't change the speed.
I don't think so.
Alrighty. So
there's really a limit on like as fast as you can undo the rivets.
Oof, triumph, but.
Okay. How about Jokin? Hard mechanics.
Mechanics is in the triumph.
Oh, two advantages and a triumph, so no success.
A success.
Could we say maybe some of my success, like maybe he doesn't get like the rivets off completely, so I end up like ripping some of the panels off.
Yes. What I'll do is that threat is that your strain threshold is actually going to go down because you are risking the structural integrity of
Yeah.
the ship. So note that it should be 6.
All right.
6. That is yellow and very hard to see. Okay. 6.
I'm gonna say, joking, we need to do a better job at this. I've got a lot of money riding on you.
6s everywhere. Comes the devil card. Okay. So you've got that off. You send Key and Shim out for parts. Which one do you want to try first? The buffer, which would add strain threshold, or the repulsor? You
Not have any top tutors is just add threshold.
It adds 2 threshold.
No downside.
No downside.
You want that for sure.
Okay, bot person.
Yes. Yeah, let's make that a hard streetwise.
And I'm assuming I'm getting a boost from Jim.
Oh yeah, I'm helping you look for it, but you're the streetwise king.
Got it.
Okay. It's regularly $750. I'll say you're able to get a discount down to 500.
Oh, I figured Key and I could pull off a 5-finger discount.
These are ship-sized things. I don't know if
You can afford this.
your fingers are that dexterous.
He distracts him and Jim just starts like dragging it away.
I'll hide it under my coat.
Jokin gave you credit for this if you want, because he's not really invested in his racing career. This is like 3rd or 4th race ever. To win, and he can do it right.
It's good because Key spent most of his money on drugs recently.
You're turning into a real bad kid, Key.
All right. So how much was it again? 500.
500. And,
All right. Since it's big, I guess I'll have to take it back before we can look for the repulsor thing.
Well, I'm sure there are
Yes.
hover carts.
Yeah, they'll deliver it to the docking bay.
Oh, okay.
That Aaron did supply.
Perfect.
Is anyone keeping watch at the docking bay?
We're at the ship work on it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So and then the next one is the riskier. The parts are a lot harder to find on this one, so it's daunting. I will upgrade it once.
Oof.
Is there? Hang on.
Oh. With what? What was your hand?
It has black market contact.
It's not really illegal. It's just harder to find.
Okay. Well, we found it.
Yeah. Okay, and that is.
I mean, that's what natural is for, right?
The pieces here are 2,500 credits.
Yeah.
With those advantages, those advantages bring it down to 2,200.
All right.
Sold. I mean bought.
Okay, so the buffers are going to be hard mechanics to install, and the repulsor augmentations are going to be daunting.
Are there any while we're out?
I'm gonna have Key help me here.
He would be happy to do so.
Rock wanted to help.
No.
Rock will sulk away and keep watch.
That is the first one.
Nice.
I
Okay,
try to
that's-
increase the speed again.
Now it's a speed 15 bike. Car thing.
Shoes.
I will say that you think you add a turbo button, maybe?
Nitrous.
And so you might be able to push it into speed 7 for maybe a leg or two. Does that sound fair? But of course, going speed 7 makes it all the more difficult to control.
So that first one was a load of advantage, but would I be able to undo the damage to the system strain from earlier?
Yes, I think that's fair. So
I
it
do have
should.
another idea. Can we remove the weapons from it to make it lighter?
Oh yes, yes. The weapons are illegal. Take them away.
Okay. As I figured,
Yeah, sorry. I
Wesley,
meant to mention that. Like that can't be there.
But yeah, can we give Brock like an assortment of paints?
Yes. Go ahead and I want you guys to come up with your design for the car.
Oh, and we're stealing the paint.
flaming nuns.
Well, if we're
Flaming nuns
team
on the
awesome,
side.
awesome,
Okay.
awesome.
Make me an average stealth check so you can steal or skullduggery, right?
What are we doing?
Steal paint.
Oh, sure, we could do that.
All right, what's your ranks in skullduggery?
3.
I like how you guys steal paint but buy a $2,200 piece of.
We're
Just
rebels,
it's
man.
just the way the crew rolls.
I can only give you unassisted then, because you're outdoing me.
That's fine. I know cunning's pretty good. Okay, go. Right, I did reduce it, so I'll take strength for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would hate to like lose on something so simple.
We get arrested for trying to steal paint.
I don't know. You just like look at two kids trying to steal paint. They probably just think you're gonna go.
Tag some building.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a fuzz run.
Yeah, and you can change the speed over here too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go shoot at the Falcon.
Yeah. So you got whatever assortment of paint you want, and you can think about what design you want.
Pink. Cool. Aside from that, anything else we should do?
I have an idea. Let's paint buildings on it so we blend in with the background. No one will see us coming.
No, the race is out in the like gases.
Oh, then let's paint it like gases. Grab a bag.
They're just gonna crash into us by accident.
Or we could paint them to look like a giant pair of shoes. Like put laces on the front. Yes, the Nike swoosh on the side. It makes the car go faster.
I'm actually all for the Nike swoosh.
Or just like a picture of Shia LaBeouf.
Can we paint them up to look like a pair of Air Jordans?
But they have to be red because red is the fastest color.
So that's obvious.
Yeah, unfortunately, we'll have to remember all of our augmentations too whenever we move over.
I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's our strain threshold?
7.
9 is what it's at now with the buffer.
Oh, okay, that's one straight, right?
9, cool. So is it all just red? Okay, it's red now. Actually, you know, red is psychologically intimidating. That is good for competitions like this.
Okay, I've let Jack know that we're ready, and so he's basically going to give them a time's up, and we'll head over once he tells me to send you guys over.
Should I make the rolls for Alro now?
No, I think that'll be really fun to do with the big group actually.
Okay, but before we get there, she's gonna do prep. She's gonna like wear his clothes, and she's gonna like throw soot on her face, so it's harder to tell that she's someone other than her. And then if she only talks like this, she'll try to talk like this, you know, like make her voice deeper. Oh boy.
Oh, I am looking forward to seeing how this goes.
She has like no charm, no deception. It's gonna go very well.
But hey, if the racer's not there, maybe you're the last hope. They have to send you in.
That's true. Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you.
What next? And we're gonna draw a big hot leaf on the side.
No, why would we do that?
I
That's
just like
ridiculous.
that they know Alro is Alro, but they're just gonna go with it.
It's like one Zexto is the same as another.
Yeah.
Just play along, make her feel good. Yeah, Stig.
It's the racist stereotype about sex that they're all good pilots.
was about to prove him wrong.
Oh, that's very rude.
So I was kind of worried about the getting a cloud car part because I did come up with something last minute, but we really were hoping you guys would come up with something first. So I am really happy about the Sabak game.
Is this not part of the
was-
module?
Uh, well, remember that we've had to change things a bit to make it more two-party, or as in two parties. Right. Yeah.
So,
and I've just never read it. So.
Yeah, there's not as you actually get that cloud car usually in the normal module.
Okay.
Boo, that's too easy.
Yeah, I agree. So you don't have to get to have fun Sabak games that you totally wrecked his cloud car.
Or Winston Churchill.
Rock, you and I are gonna take like Winston obligation. Like we can never come back to Cloud City.
That's fine. He was a douche.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, was he part of the like you get reset every day sort of thing?
No, he was more of like the overseer. So if any of the police droids acted funny or anything, he'd zap them with a shock stick and then send them in to get memory wiped and then like maintenance on. So whenever Rock was beginning to develop a personality or develop anything, he'd get zapped and sent in to get memory wiped. And that actually happened when the electrical storm happened. He was said to be memory wiped, but it didn't take. So Rock was able to like pretend, and then eventually like he punched out. I think he punched out Winston. We'll say he punched out Winston from like the back of the head and escaped.
But yeah, Winston has no idea. Maybe. Okay. Jack said we can rejoin. So you guys over.
While Key and I were out, could I have shopped for some smoke grenades?
Sure. They're not any like rarity. They're not upgraded or anything, right?
I can check real quick, but they shouldn't be. Just simple smoke grenades shouldn't be. Let's see.
Brandon, what would be the stats on Jack and Fraser if she ends up driving it?
I think it's going to. The way we're going to rule that one is that it'll just be your skill that's rolling against the difficulties. Let's see, because you're not as risky as him, it's a little different. Let's go to the racers. So it looks like, yeah, there are two handling on these things, so you get two boosts. But otherwise, you'll the ship it won't be giving you anything else.
But it's still since I assume it's made for racing, so it doesn't have like the nitrous that Jokin does, but I assume it can.
Yeah, we can say it's speed 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no specific smoke grenades, but there's poison gas grenades, and I don't need I don't need.
Restricted.
They're only rarity 5, and they're not restricted. But I don't need
okay.
I don't need poison. I'm just looking for like a gas grenade that might make a smoke. Which they don't have it in the AUG dude under equipment, but I mean it's gotta exist, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know actually, but yeah, let's head over to the main one because they're waiting for us now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
see you over there.